Hello from the Daily Dad. Sometimes I'll be coming to you from Rockville, Maryland, which is in my backyard. Sometimes from Las Vegas. This time, though, I'm in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I'm about to try, for the first time, a restaurant that is very popular among the local population. It's got solid reviews on Yelp and TripAdvisor. It's got a killer happy hour from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the bar every day of the week. Man, I'm curious and you're curious. And since I'm about to head in with the Daily family, you get to come along for the ride too. In this episode, it's Doc's Oyster House for dinner tonight on The Daily Dad. So I'd like to look at this restaurant from 2 points of view. First, if I'm staying at a resort, would I want to leave the resort to make a special trip here? Secondly, if I could put my feet in the shoes of someone who lives locally, what makes this place so highly recommendable? Now, we are here on the Wednesday Eve just before Thanksgiving, so I'm not sure if tonight's crowd and energy level is typical, just saying, but this is probably the prettiest restaurant that I've seen in all of Atlantic City, including any restaurant in any resort. This place, up and down, just oozes with warmth. It's hearth and home to the nth degree. It's got a great looking bar area with TVs. There's live music on certain nights of the week at the piano bar. I love the tall ceilings. As you saw before, there's a huge second floor as well. The decorations just warm my heart. And I love that there are reminders everywhere of this restaurant's history. I really do love these kinds of restaurants where you're more tempted to look around first and to examine all of its details before sitting down to examine the menu. The design elements gets a huge thumbs up from me. The current menu, which you can find online, is pretty comprehensive and does have all of the items that I would expect from a fine seafood house like this. The Daily Son is opting for calamari as he's not that hungry. The Daily Daughter loves salmon in general, so she'll give that a try. The Daily Mom is eyeing the stuffed flounder, and the Daily Dad is going with the scallops, so that's where our focus will be today. And everything sounds delicious, everything certainly looks delicious. And thankfully, everyone here is into sharing, so I'll be sampling their dishes and they'll have a chance to try mine. Now let's fast forward 10 minutes into the meal, and I have to say, to my surprise, that I was personally not impressed with any of these dishes. We all thought that the calamari and the salmon lacked any real flavor and was missing personality. Both were okay, both were nicely plated, but after trying a bite, neither really caught my attention, and I was left underwhelmed. Both the Daily Kids said the food was okay, although they have definitely spoken up in the past when they've come across something really yummy. That said though, I only had one bite, so such a small sample size really should be taken with a grain of salt and pepper. Yet, I did take 2 big bites of the flounder, and that was also kind of head-scratchingly meh. The crab topping was very good, but the Daily Mom and I both thought that the fish kind of tasted old. Flounder should have a delicate taste when fresh, but here, the fish tasted like it had reached the end of its shelf life. So, while the stuffed flounder seemed promising on paper, it just didn't deliver. Fortunately though, I ordered the scallops and everyone sampled some, and everyone liked my dish the best. Although, I would still say that it also puzzlingly lacked charisma and personality. Despite how it's beautifully plated with a broccoli rabe, grilled tomatoes, and very yummy mashed potatoes, and despite the fact that the scallops were prepared very well, really very well in every sense of the word, it just didn't dazzle in my mouth. It cut like butter, it was extremely fresh, each scallop was a generous size, and you are given a generous portion. And you will probably be happy with your choice, but it didn't generate the same feeling of wow as did the restaurant's interior design. Somehow, the wow factor was just missing. That said, I would order this dish again, but I probably wouldn't order any of the others. Moving on, let's look at the dessert menu. Oh, and as luck would have it, they do have a special off-the-menu option tonight, which is tiramisu. And the Daily family loves tiramisu, yum yum. Here it is, and our family could not wait to get their spoons into this. It was indeed very good. It was a good-sized portion, definitely big enough to share, not sweet, very moist, and it hit all the right notes. A great pick-me-up to what I thought was an okay meal in an otherwise great-looking venue. You know, this restaurant has been in business for over 125 years, and they are currently on their 5th generation of family ownership, so they haven't gotten this far by serving subpar tasting food. Therefore, I'm not sure where we went wrong or why we did not walk away with the experience that we were expecting. I do feel, though, that I missed something when I came here and do want to give it another review in the future. Admittedly, I missed the opportunity to order oysters. After all, Doc's Oyster House, right? I missed the opportunity to ask the server about her recommendations, and I missed the opportunity to quiz the server about which fish in the kitchen was freshest. And maybe their true secret to their popularity is their happy hour, which looks pretty substantial and tantalizing. That said, let me try to answer that initial question I had at the start of this review. Upon the conclusion of my first visit to Doc's Oyster House, I do feel that if you are a guest of one of the hotel resorts, I don't think there's actually a compelling enough reason to come out here, except for maybe happy hour. But choose any of the fine dining options at your resort and the service will be just as courteous, the ambiance will be just as warm, and the dinner experience will likely be tastier. Yet, while the reason that the local population highly recommends this place eluded me tonight, I do believe this restaurant is worth your consideration, and that when you visit, you'll hopefully discover those reasons for yourself. On this visit, though, and on this particular dinner experience, on this particular evening, the venue was beautiful, but the overall takeaway merits 2 stars out of 4. Hey, this is the Daily Dad reminding you to try new things and to be happy.